I guess before I begin, I should say very spoiler heavy. If you haven't, if you haven't played Trigger Happy Havoc, what the hell are you doing? Go do it now. Go pause it and go and play it, and then come back, and we'll be good. So yeah, and I know very creative with my ranking titles. I didn't know what to do here. I thought I couldn't just leave it as they are, but we have the best as Ultimate Hope, we have the worst as Ultimate Despair, and A, B, and C. Why not? So first we have Takahashi. I think it was Kiyotaka. Tell me, I think at least 3 of these I forgot, and I did look them up just to remind myself, and I kind of forgot again. We always knew him as Taka. Who's the ultimate moral compass. Now, the thing with Taka, he's very what's the word? Very blank slate. I mean, I think Byukuya pointed out he doesn't really have a personality, and that's true. He's basically a glorified hall monitor, isn't he? He just does what he thinks is best, what he thinks everyone should do. But there's no real, I don't know. He's just that. There's not really a person behind that, is there? But he's a mouthpiece for what he thinks of morality should be, something like that. I don't know, but and he ranges from being annoying to unintentionally funny. Having said that, though, when he took it upon himself to be the group's de facto leader, it was because of him that we met every morning at breakfast, and he tried his best. He wanted to get us through it without any killings as best we can, and I think it was kind of comforting to have that, even if he didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't really have any plans behind that. I think we'll go with A. For trying his best. Yeah, I think that's a good one. He's obviously nowhere near Ultimate Hope. I suppose average would be, and I'm thinking about it, that does feel a bit more fitting. But as I said, just him being there was, I think it's like whether he's a net positive or net negative, I suppose, is the best way to think about it. You know what? I don't know. I'm mildly stumped. We'll keep him there for now. All right. Leon, he's an interesting one. Thing with Leon, I don't remember if he's like one of the first people you talk to when you meet everyone in the entrance hall, and it was very comforting. I remember when you first talk to him, and he says how we talk about his ultimate ability being the ultimate baseball player. Now Makato felt kind of, and you by extension kind of felt kind of intimidated, and he was like, "Oh man, I didn't even like baseball. I just happened to be good at it, and they make me do it." And it was very disarming. I think it's like, oh yeah, he was just a regular guy who happens to be doing all this, which is cool, and he was, the short time we spend with him, he does seem like kind of easy to get on with. Quite easygoing, which is nice. On the other hand, he kind of doesn't really care about anything, because obviously there's another time where he mentioned music, wanting to be a singer, and he was just like, how hard can it be? I'm gonna be famous, get some backup musicians, and do that. It's like with no respect to the art form and anything like that, which kind of sells me on him. So which kind of sucks, but obviously, and he killed Sayaka, which kind of sucks as well. Which really does suck. And in cold blood as well, because obviously it's difficult, because she obviously tried to kill him, so you can kind of understand he's a bit mad about it. But he could have, like, when he chased her into the bathroom, he could have left her alone, but he very deliberately went and got his tools to break the door down and kill her in cold blood. So he was very, very deliberate in that case. So obviously it is difficult. It is difficult, but you can kind of understand. Well, you can kind of get what he's feeling. What he was. He was mad. He was mad. So he wanted revenge. So Yeah. So not quite ultimate despair, but I'll put him in fourth in the C category. I think that's a good place for him to be. Oh dear. Now we're with Sayaka. Man, what are we going to do with Sayaka? Should I know. Should I rank her already? To be honest, I'm thinking C as well because oh man, I don't know if she was such a. What happened with her was so tragic because I know at first she was what she and Makato had. She was kind of like my teenage self's ideal girl. It's like what you look for in love. And it's like they were. I genuinely think that they kind of needed her and Makato kind of needed each other at the beginning. Like, I really think like he provided her with like the rock she needed, and he was able to be a hero to him, which is definitely what he needed. Like, got him through those early times. But then of course she betrayed him. She tried to frame him as being the killer to Leon, which isn't cool. Obviously it's a bit ambiguous. Was she planning on the betraying him from the start, from the very beginning, or was it since the first motive when she found out what happened to her bandmates? I actually remember, was it that they had died or that the stage was just empty? I think it's that they had actually died. So obviously she. Man, and it's so clever how they did it, because I think that they made out that her bandmates were everything to her. So the fact that something might have happened to them, she obviously wants to do anything she can to get out and see them. So you kind of get where she's coming from, and yeah, as I said, if she wasn't planning on betraying Makato from the beginning, it was only since she found out, that's kind of soften it. And hopefully what Kyoko said was true as well, that she was kind of unsure to the very end, which is why she wrote Leon's name on the wall. So man, the more I think about it, maybe I should have her as B. And because she freaking murdered, tried to frame Makato. I don't know though. Obviously no, definitely not A, but no, you definitely can't have murderers anything above B, I don't think. I don't know. We'll should we leave it there? I think we'll leave it there. Hina. Well, easy A, I reckon. She's obviously very sweet. Not many things bad you could say about her. Very positive, upbeat, kind of naive, which was kind of endearing, I think. Only problems is, I don't know if it's a bit petty. I mean, I don't like her. She's a bit judgmental towards Makato, and sometimes towards guys in general, which was kind of annoying. But I guess people don't have her outlook on fitness and exercise. She's kind of like put Makato through it every now, when you spend time with her, which is kind of annoying, kind of hard to get on with her that way. But yeah, there's a lot of good things you could say about her. Very, very loyal to her friends, I reckon. And yeah, I mean, that's the only negative I could think about of her to say about her. She's very, very, very good character. I feel like I should say a bit more, but no, I think we'll leave it there. Chihiro? He's another one whose names I forgot I had to look up. I kept wanting to say Kihiro. I think it's Chihiro. Easy ultimate hope. I mean, what bad can you say about Chihiro? I mean, but from the fact that you could say he was a bit, he was very wimpy. the fact he decided to regress to dressing as a girl, it's like, come on, man. But no, you can understand it. What he went through, and he had to get out of it somehow, and you can get that. I can understand it, and very, very admirable in the end when due to the second motive, when I think it was going to be revealed that he is actually a guy, not a girl. And so to deal with that, he was prepared to start training up. I think he was talking a bit about that before. I don't remember, but I think he might have been. But yeah, so when it was revealed, there was going to it was actually a guy. He decided to make a change. He's going to start toughening up. So he's ready to face so he's ready to face the consequences of people knowing the truth, and not going to hide away anymore, which was very, very admirable, very, very sad that to die so soon. I wasn't able to do it. And the other thing is that he, of course, created Alter Ego, which was instrumental in saving everyone from from the killing game, and definitely save Makato when he was about to be executed as well. So not a lot bad you can say about Chihiro. I think very amazing character all around, I reckon. But now we come to the polar opposite, Celeste, or Celestia, whose real name I forgot already. It's easy to forget that. Celestia Lundenberg, I think it was her supposed second name. To be honest, I don't know if you ever really find out who the real Celeste is, because obviously being the ultimate gambler, she's very good at hiding who she is, what she's really thinking. I mean, throughout, I remember that, when I streamed it, I don't know if it was because I remember what she ultimately does. But she's just scary. I'm just finding her so scary. During the second playthrough anyway. Because you could just tell there's something about her that's just not quite right. She's way too falsely cheery demeanor. While saying the nastiest things as well. And even when she gets when she seems like she snaps, like especially at Hifumi, when someone gets her mad and she like, I guess the mask comes off, or what it seems like anyway. But that could easily be another mask, like just another persona to get what she wants, to get her way. Because she's very manipulative, I think is a good way of putting it, and she puts masks on to get her way. And then at the end of it, when to reveal she is the killer, and the motive, and all she wants is to own a castle where she'll get boys like waiting on her. It's like there's nothing redemptive about her. Absolutely like rotten character. So very ultimate despair, I reckon. Because it's a shame, because at the end of most trials, when the Blackened reveals why they did what they did, there's like almost always like you can always like feel some sympathy towards them, and you kind of get why they did what they did. But that didn't even happen with Celeste. She was just detestable till the end. Right. Byukuya, oh boy, what shall we say about him? He's an interesting one, isn't he? He's obviously, I don't know if I don't know, should I rank it? Oh shit, I don't know if I should rank him yet to just spoil what I'm thinking, but he's obviously very, I know, judgmental, looks down upon those who aren't like him, and has very low opinions, of people who pretty much anyone except himself. I guess maybe apart from his family. On the other hand, he can kind of back it up, can't he? He's obviously he's worked very hard to get where he is, and he is kind of a genius. I mean, I think once he puts his mind to something, he says he's going to do something, I kind of believe him. He kind of has that way about him. Once he says he's going to do something, no matter how absurd it seems, it's like, I think you will. Obviously there's a lot to detest about him. The fact that he was very willing to obviously, I guess it depends what he puts his mind to, what he says he's going to do. Like, if it's in your favor, then awesome, but if not, then you want to steer clear, because he said he was going to very willing to take part in the killing game. He was planning on very clear about doing the murder, getting out, as if he can. And the fact that he messed with Chihiro's crime scene, he like hung him up to make it look like a genocide Jack murder, just to make things more interesting. Which is really, you gotta be kind of messed up to do that, don't you? But on the other hand, I think he does grow as a character, because during during the Sakura trial. It's kind of he's like his blind spot gets revealed. Like he's like honed in on the idea of Hina being the killer once all the evidence kind of points to her, and then it turns out they realize that no, it was Sakura who did it, and he just it didn't compute with him how she could have done that, and obviously it was a huge moment after that when he said he was bowing out of the killing game, and then not taking part anymore. He says it's because everyone else's way of thinking has changed, so the game isn't fair anymore and not fun to him. But I like to think that he had a growing moment there. He realized that what he thinks isn't necessarily his way of thinking isn't always correct. So that's why he changed in that way. And, obviously after that, when he became the de facto leader of, the rest of us after that, it felt, rather than like Taka's empty promises of getting us through it, I believe him. I believe Byukuya when he said we're going to get through it. There aren't going to be any more killings. With Byukuya, I believe it. So, if nothing else, he's efficient, and you can believe he'll get things done. I was going to say one more thing. Oh yeah, having said that, it remains to be seen because obviously after Sakura's trial, there weren't really any more motives. Like Monokuma didn't try and tempt us to kill with anything else. So it'll be interesting to see if he could have gotten us through that with him as our leader, if he another motive was provided. But yeah, so I don't know. I was thinking but I don't know. As I said, he's done some really nasty things. Like he obviously doesn't really care about people. Oh, we have a perfect symmetrical pattern here. That was not deliberate, but I don't know. Obviously, in the I suppose I should be going by the first game only, but obviously, in the end, joining Future Foundation and fighting for them, you gotta be, that's pretty admirable, isn't it? You gotta give him props for that. But you didn't even learn about Future Foundation until the second game, so I don't think we can judge him for that. So yeah, he's an interesting one. He's a very interesting one. I don't know. Yeah, obviously he's I feel like putting him in the middle doesn't do him justice, because he's such a impactful character. If that makes sense. So yeah, but then I'll be putting him on the level with Taka, which I don't know. Given all of his traits, it's probably fair in the end. Give the good with the bad. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave him there. Okay. Oh boy, Hifumi. It's he's a character, isn't he? He's a very loud character, which I kind of like. I guess I'd put it. He's not something I enjoy hanging out with. I don't think, but he's I know his presence was definitely his loss was felt when he died, and I kind of miss his his comic lectures and just his way of talking, his way of being. I don't know, but obviously he's very annoying and kind of disgusting. Let's be honest. Very obviously very judgmental. Definitely has his opinions. I don't know. I suppose, but harmless enough, but very difficult to get on with. man, I don't want to say C, because then I'll be putting him on the level with murderers. So yeah, you know, let's go with B. I think that's a good place for him to be. Yeah, definitely not A. He doesn't deserve to join these guys. So yeah, maybe I should have included another ranking, but I don't know. Right, Sakura. I think my feelings about Sakura can be summed up in a flashback conversation with Hina when talking about, like, so, you know, because when it was found out that she was the traitor, and I think it was mainly like Hiru, Hina, no, not Hina, Hiru, Toko, and Byukuya. Was it Byukuya? I know 3 people were doubting her. You know, when they found out that she was the traitor, you know, they basically did not trust her. And just her patience, her willingness to make things right, the fact she understood. It's, you know, as I was saying in the flashback with Hina, when Hina was trying to tell Sakura not to meet up with them, and you know, because how can you trust they won't hurt you, and the fact, and all she said was they're friends. You know, they are friends. Ah, man, so I don't know, kind of making me well up just a little bit just thinking about it. That's the fact that was her outlook is awesome. You probably guessed by now. She's an easy ultimate hope. Probably my favorite character throughout the whole game, I reckon. And also ultimately her sacrifice. She was the last person to die, so in a way, you know, she wanted to die to stop the killings, and in a way that kind of worked. But again, as I said, Monokuma didn't provide any more motives after that, so again, it'd be interesting to see if her dying really did bring everyone together and stop the killings. Yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to see, like, after Byukuya decided to take over as leader after Sakura's death, if Monokuma, you know, it'd be interesting to see if Monokuma providing another motive, and if everyone could, you know, survive it. If we don't, you know, that'd be really, really interesting to see. But yeah, Sakura, awesome character. Nothing, you know, she only saw the best in people, only saw good in people. Like, didn't really judge people. I haven't said that there was a little bit of that to Makato, like with Hina, about you know, exercising, having a good I think exercise routine. There you know, when you hang out with her, as I said, there was a little bit of that, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, yeah, awesome. Just an amazing character, and nothing but good things to say. Shoot, what was her name? Makura. I don't know what to do with her. Obviously, we barely knew her. We only knew her as disguised as Junko. So she was the ultimate soldier, and also one of the ultimate despair. So, I mean, obviously, well, we do know she was responsible for the tragedy. So I guess we have to put it on ultimate despair. But yeah, show me we didn't know much more about her. Yeah, but I guess we'll go with that. Oh, Hiru. Oh man, it's all kind of negative at the moment. He's just the worst, isn't he, Hiru? Well, I'm gonna beat him here as well. Again, there's nothing really. Obviously, he's an idiot. He's very difficult to talk to because contributes almost nothing of value. Is only annoying and only gets in the way during the trials. Actually, I don't think he does. I think he probably had a chance once or twice at saying something useful, but it turned out to be useless. And also, what he does, you know, he extorts people of thousands of, I don't know where this game's supposed to take place, because I'd assume it was in Japan, but the way they talk, it sounds like they're in America. So I don't know, but I don't know if it's say yen or dollars, but yeah, I know. But he basically like robs poor people essentially to give them false hope. He says only has like a 20 to 30% success like accuracy, and he charges ridiculous amounts for that. And yeah, and no qualms about it. And yeah, as I said, and very stupid, annoying character. Yeah, can't really think of anything good to say about him. So I know I'm putting him alongside Celeste, but as I said, I just can't think of anything good to say. He's probably the only murderer who's going to be here. The only non-murderer who's going to be here, right? I know it does feel wrong to put him below two other killers, but these two definitely do have redemptive qualities about them, and he just doesn't. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I can't think of anything good to say about him, then just seems to be the right place, I think. Right. Oh shoot, Mondo. Yeah, right. He's another one whose name I forget. I think it was Mondo. He's someone I can respect from afar. Definitely not someone I want to be friends with, because even later, well, obviously I'll say obviously early on in the gym after Monokuma reveals himself to everyone, he punches Makato, which isn't cool. And I wouldn't mind. Well, I do, but if I remember before that, Byukuya had been saying a lot of shit. Yeah, he'd been threatening to punch Byukuya for a little while before then. I think when he was talking that, Byukuya was talking about killing, how he could very easily do it. Yeah, things like that. And Mondo kept threatening to punch him. And then Makato just pipes up with, I don't know, just something like, "Can we just get along?" That was it. And then he punches Makato. It's like, what the fuck? you know what I mean? Like, Byukuya definitely deserved it more, and Makato just says something, and then you punch him, which I don't know. I cannot quite forgive him for that. But and then even after that, when you do start getting on with him, the fact when you unlock the second floor and go to the baths, I think it was, and he offered to. He says he should totally take a bath with Makato, and it was like, oh no thanks, man. It's nice that he was trying to get on with Makato, but it's not the kind of thing you want to do with him. It's what they're two very, Makato and by extension, I guess the player, are very different people, and not someone I want to hang out with. But yeah, I don't know. He seems like a alright enough guy. Apart from that, as I said, he just has a very different lifestyle than most of us are used to, I think, and his values are a bit different. But yeah, I think he's a good enough. Well, he was a good enough guy. And there's this whole backstory with his brother, which was very, very emotional. I think during the last playthrough, probably if not the first time I cried, the first time I came close to it. When you hear about all that, of course he did kill Shikura, which isn't good. I don't know. I don't think he really meant to do that, because the way he described it, it's like everything went red, and it's because ultimately he was jealous of Shikura's strength, which was crazy to think about. And as he said, he wasn't really angry at Shikura, it was more angry at himself. And then, like, when he probably knew what happened, he'd killed him. But yeah, I don't really think he'd meant to do it. Just Shikura was just in the wrong place. I don't know. I know I'm trying to excuse it. I really shouldn't be, but I don't think that's what it was like. Am I making sense? Probably not. But I don't think he's a bad person, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. And even at the very end, when most of the time he didn't put up much of a, because most of the time, when the Black Hand gets found out, they try to argue to the very end that why it couldn't be them, but he just accepted it. Once he realized he was backed into a corner, he didn't bother arguing anymore. It was like, yeah, all right, you found me out, which is very respectable, I think. So you know what? I think I'm gonna put him in the middle. Yeah. Also very flawed, but I don't think he's a bad guy. So does that make sense? I don't know. It makes sense to me. Hey, Kyoko. I don't know. She's an interesting one. Obviously, it doesn't need to be said, but she's probably the VIP in getting everyone out of the school. If it wasn't for Kyoko, everyone probably wouldn't have confronted Junko and gotten out of there. So she's very, very I can't think of words. What words am I looking for? Very instrumental in ultimately escaping from the school. But I don't know, she has a hard time. She doesn't usually think about other people, especially Makoto. I feel like she's willing to use people and doesn't really see them as people. Like, for example, when she gets Makoto to check out the hidden room in the bathroom. I think is it the boys' bathroom? You know what I'm talking about? And when Makoto goes to check it out, the mastermind, Junko, comes up behind him and knocks him out, and I think like gets rid of all the files that's in there. And when Makoto tells Kyoko about that, she says she knew something like that would happen. She basically set him in there to see what would happen. I think it was, and yeah, she didn't tell him. She could have told him that something like that would happen, and she didn't. But I think like to fulfill her goals, she kind of used Makoto. That makes sense. Which really annoys me. Really annoys me about her that she did not think about that. And she just said like, "You're a boy, you should be able to handle it." It's like, no, I don't. It doesn't mean you want to be knocked out. And in fact, she just didn't understand that. You know, which kind of put me off her. But yeah, so there is that. But on the other hand, she is ruthlessly efficient. Obviously, the ultimate detective. It turned out, which was very useful. Yeah, useful in getting us through most of the cases, which I don't know, again, it's kind of annoying because most of the cases, if not all of them, felt like she had it all figured out, but was just trying to string everyone else along, just trying to get everyone else to come to the same conclusion she did, but she'd already had it figured out, you know? Which, I guess it kind of makes sense, because I think as she put it once, you need to come to the conclusion yourself to believe it. I think if she said if she reveals everything too soon, then it would be unbelievable. So, which does make sense. Yeah, I can't fault her too much for that. Actually, when I think about it that way. Yeah. So very, very useful, and it's lucky she was there to get us out, to get them out of the school. But quite flawed character. So I'm going to go, I kind of wish I could have her be Ultimate Hope. I feel like she does kind of deserve it, but there are just some aspects of her character that I can't quite get past. So, yeah, we'll leave it at A. All right. Toko. Man, she's fucking annoying, isn't she? I should stop saying characters' names again and again when I get to them. That's also probably getting annoying, isn't it? I do apologise. But yeah, she's annoying. Obviously very, very low. What's the word? I wouldn't say low self-esteem, but there's another way of putting it. I don't know. Obviously doesn't think much of herself and very annoying to others. So always takes everything the worst possible way. It's like nothing you can say to, like, you just say something mild and she like, you were trying to say this and this to me, and it's just like, yeah, I was trying to say, and what, kind of thing. And the fact that she kind of stays like that throughout the whole game, which was very annoying. Not much good things I could say about Toko, to be honest. Obviously her mad attachment to Byukuya gets kind of funny. So she's good for that. Obviously, not a bad character. She's not mean. I can say. So, I'm thinking of C, or maybe even B. And I don't want to put it on the level with most of the killers. No, I don't know. As I said, she's a very negative person, and not much any good things you can say. And even when you try and get on with her, she just tries to make it as bad as possible, if that makes sense. And just not someone you want to be around, really. Her other half, Genocide Jill. Man, as I said in one of the recent, I was playing Ultra Despair Girls. It's easy to forget that she's a freaking serial killer. Obviously, she's very funny, very entertaining, but she's a killer, multiple serial killer. But then obviously she has a very specific target. Yeah, and her nicknames for people are very entertaining. And it's not just that, obviously she has some major jealousy towards Hina because of her big melons, which was kind of funny at first, but I think she ends up attacking Hina, doesn't she? Which is, again, really not good. So she does have some real malice to her. It's not just talk. So I don't know. I think in B or C. I don't know. Maybe C to go with Toko. But she's a very entertaining character, and I would prefer to talk to. If I remember, whenever she's around, I would prefer to talk to her than Toko. Whenever she changes back to Toko, I always get disappointed. So for that reason, maybe I should have her a bit higher. Yeah, definitely doesn't belong with these guys, though. Definitely not. Now we come to our boy, Makato, the ultimate hope. And obviously, so the ultimate, not the ultimate, very much an underdog story of Makato. Came to the school very overwhelmed by all the ultimates around him, but kind of came into his own during the trials and kind of proved himself that way, which was great. And yeah, I love how throughout the game you could sense there was something about him. His attitude of just keep going. That kind of did define him throughout the whole game. And then of course that ended up earning him the title of Ultimate Hope. And I think the fact that Kyoko pointed that out to him at the very end, that he could be considered Ultimate Hope, is very key. It's not something he strived for. He didn't think big of himself or anything. It required someone outside to see that in him. Obviously, very unlike Nagito, who I guess who strived to be the ultimate hope, but was very went about it very much the wrong way. It's you don't does that make sense? Is what I'm saying making sense? Yeah, I think the fact that he just makes me, it just makes you feel good. I don't know about you. It's like whenever he's in the trials, it just his determined self just makes you think, yeah, everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be all right. He just has that about him. That's what I think. He just quietly does what he does, and it works in the end. Yeah. Obviously, Ultimate Hope. Not many bad things I can say about Makato. Obviously, apart from the very beginning when he said obviously he grows a lot during the game, but when he starts off as very average and ordinary, which it was like didn't really have anything unique about him. Just enjoys whatever's popular and doesn't have any very unique thoughts. But then he very much changes throughout the game, which I think that's what I need to judge him on. Shit. Now come to Junko. I mean, can she be anywhere else than Ultimate Despair? I think that is what she is. But I don't know, what a character though. I don't know if is there anyone like Junko in video games. She's, I don't know, so unique. Because I think obviously she serves as a symbol. Because I think what the game is trying to do, what they were trying to do is create the worst, the hopeless, possible situation, and see if you can remain hopeful in the face of that. And she embodies that. She embodies all of that, which is quite something. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, she blends Ultimate Despair. I don't know what more I can say about her other than that. And I'm not going to do Monokuma because basically he's Junko. I did only want to do students, so we'll leave him alone. So yeah, that is that. What do we think? So Ultimate Hope. Well, where should we start? Should we start with let's start with Ultimate Despair. We have Celeste, Makuro, I think it is. Hiru. It does feel weird to have him down there with the others, but I don't know. He's just not someone you'd feel confident talking with. Now I'm going to keep him there. And of course, Junko. Next one up. Second from the worst. We have Leon, Sakura. Sayaka, not Sakura, goodness me, Sayaka and Toko. Mid characters are Hijami, Mondo, Genocide Jill. Just feel weird to say she's a mid character, Genocide Jill. I don't know, she's a kid. Maybe she should be down here. Yeah. I'm gonna have her there. She's definitely a very dangerous character. Not someone you want to be around. We only got lucky because I guess we didn't fit the criteria for her to kill. But so yeah, mid characters. Hifumi, Mondo. Hopeful characters, I guess you could say. I think we have a good bunch here. Kiyotaka, Hina, Byukuya, Kyoko. Ultimate Hope. She getting a name. His name Chiaka. Oh dear, my mind's gone. Mine's turned to mush. You know what? I'm gonna look this up. Bear with me. I got through this whole thing. Almost got through this whole thing without looking up character names, but I don't know. My mind's gone. Right, looking up the list. Oh, Chihiro. There you go. That's his name. Chihiro. Right. Chihiro, Sakura, Makato. I'm so sorry, Makato. Still getting him confused with Monokuma. Alright. That is my list. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you somewhat enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. How wrong am I? How right am I? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And yeah, I might do one for Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. I know in a week or two, don't know exactly when, but yeah, thanks a lot, and see you in another stream or video.